second nature, and I will speak from my quintessential example. At work, I had a pocket of 20 minutes when I got to be alone. Oh man. First thing I did, well, backtrack. I've been telling myself I need to read more lately. I need to do more. And I need to read my affirmations if I have a break. I need to pick up the book and read it. And I bring it to work with me. First thing I did was immediately on my phone, looked up one of the social media things and clicked on it. And then I snapped out of it about a minute later. I was like, I have all this time. And I keep telling myself to press towards that time. But I get kind of drowned out and numb. And just second nature is just that. And I'm like, okay, here we go. And then I snapped out of it and I opened that book up and it was like a refresher. I took a deep breath and I was like, okay, back on it.
Your brain just automatically did that without you even thinking. It was like autopilot.
Yeah, autopilot.
Yeah.
I did that.
But that's good though, because that's the self-correction, and I think that's the hard part for everyone is realizing, oh, I shouldn't be doing this, and then actually putting it down, or not, I shouldn't be doing this, but there's better uses of my time, because it's that time is valuable.
Yes, it is. It is very valuable. Loneliness is a very, very, very common thing. It can happen in a split second. It can. And you can catch yourself. It can catch you waking up in the morning. It could catch you going to bed. It could catch you on your drive home. I mean, it's brought me to tears sometimes. It has. It's brought me to tears sometimes of not feeling, I would say, not even included. Not feeling amongst the right people. And being away from my people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does that.
It can sometimes just hit you like
It
a ton of bricks just randomly out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
I've had that happen where I'm driving home from work and it's late and I'm emotionally drained from the long day, and I think that's when loneliness comes to you too. It's when you're tired and you're not there emotionally and you're feeling drained. So driving home and then it's dark out and I'm just driving and it's quiet and it's peaceful, but then that's also when you can have negative things creeping into your head, telling you, just making you feel isolated, making you feel alone. And then the big part then is realizing that and trying to work on fixing that. Like I've had thoughts in my head where it'll be like you're you have no one here for you, things like that.
And
then
man.
seeing
Yeah, I used to tell myself those things as well.
Yeah, but I and then realizing that is the first step, and then coming up with affirmations like we've talked about before, I think is one of the best ways to combat that. There's no real way to fix that type of negative thought. The only thing you can try and do is drown it out with positivity.
Would you say that being aware of all of these things in your life when they do come, when loneliness comes or depression comes, would you say that all the tools that you've collected over the years has brought you to a place where you can kick that negativity quickly?
Yeah, I feel like
because you're aware of it and what it can do.
Being aware of it's the first part of it. If you're not aware, then you can't. You're living your life in. Why can't I think of the word for it? Ignorance is bliss, pretty much. You're living your life with your eyes closed and you're just running around. You're not actually growing. I think a big part of that is once you realize that you have some say in how you're feeling, that's the first step to actually being able to find that inner peace and that happiness that you look for.
We'll end this with, if you're feeling lonely, it is okay. It is very common. But seek friendship, seek companionship within those friends. Seek your hobbies. Pay attention to your hobbies. Be creative. Get out there. Know that it's okay and it's just a part of life for everyone. We all get lonely. We get lonely more than ever. And it happens often and it is natural. I think your mind and your body might actually need that.
Yeah, it's part of the human experience. Loneliness is, you can grow from loneliness, but you have to be willing to recognize it and actually put in those positive steps to grow.
Hmm. Yes. I like that. Put in those positive steps to grow.
Mm.
And it is. It can really help you grow. It really can, but you have to be willing to admit it, acknowledge it, talk about it, move on with it, and attack it.
Yeah, and it's not easy. It's really not, especially when you're in that lonely headspace and feeling self isolated. That's when that negative talk comes, but you have to remind yourself that living in that doesn't help you. That what you need is positivity, and what you need is to work on that actively within yourself.
What would you say to the men out there that are feeling lonely? And lonely in ways of what society wants from them and them not knowing what to do in general.
Yeah, for that, I would say the biggest thing is that you, like you said, all the men out there who are feeling, so that in itself tells you that you're not alone. uh, Seek mentorship, seek guidance. You're not the only person feeling like this, uh, and especially if you're a young man, seek an older mentor who can guide you and can explain that this is a normal thing to feel and that it's something that everybody has to work through. And then finding those tools to help work through that loneliness and that feeling of self isolation, because otherwise, especially in our day and age now, you're going to fall deeper into it.
Yes. We often don't feel strong enough, good enough, and we feel inadequate about things in our life. People in general, but specifically men, we tend to feel very inadequate in life. And if we don't know how to do something, we can feel inadequate. If we're not strong enough, we can feel inadequate. If we don't have the right person in our life or the right woman, we feel inadequate. If we don't have children, we feel inadequate along things. If we don't know how to do something in general, we feel very inadequate about things. So loneliness is okay. It is very common, and it is amongst men more than ever. Even amongst my friends, we talk about it a lot. It happens, and it's real. Levi said it the best: be social. Recognize that you're not the only one feeling that way, and it's okay, and you are going to be okay and more than okay. I think we're solid with that one.
Yep, absolutely.